product was packaged and moved leads me to believe that it is almost certainly a professional venture. And this gives me great cause for concern." Anna heard herself gasp and felt her blood turn to ice in her veins as she realized where the judge was going. "No," she whispered, covering her mouth with her hand. "Having taken this into consideration, whilst I can only charge each of you with possession of a Class A drug, I am imposing the strongest sentence for this crime of 5 years imprisonment, with the recommendation that you serve at least 3. "No, you can't!" Anna cried out in horror, standing up and grasping the back of the bench in front. Tanya gripped her arm and tried to pull her back. The judge continued, ignoring the outburst. "There are good reasons why these drugs are illegal. The damage caused to people, to families and children can be devastating. I suggest that you both take this time to think about your life choices and consider how you might change things for the better in regard to both yourselves and society upon your release." He stood up. "Court dismissed." "No!" Anna shook Tanya off and pushed past her towards the centre aisle. "No, you can't do this," she yelled. "It was just possession." Freddie locked eyes with her, a clear hardness behind them that pulled her up short. He gave her a curt nod, his gaze intense, and she suddenly realized he had been expecting it. He wasn't shocked, and he wasn't fighting. He was telling her to stop. As they led the brothers away, Anna blinked, momentarily lost. She turned around and shook her head in denial. "No," she said to Tanya, who was now holding a wailing Molly in her arms. "No." Her expression turned hard. "This isn't happening." "Anna," Tanya started. "No." Anna cut her off and marched out the door, still shaking her head vehemently. "It's not happening. Not to Freddie and Paul. We're going to get them out." Chapter 1, 2019. Anna sat in the office of Club Coco, tapping her pen on the blank notebook in front of her. She stared at the wall in front of her, not really seeing it. Not seeing anything but the courtroom they'd all sat in 2.5 years before. In her mind, she watched Freddie and Paul being led away from their family, away from their lives and their freedom. She closed her eyes and exhaled slowly, as the weight of what that day had done to them all sat heavily on her shoulders. A lot had changed since the Tyler brothers had been sent down. London had changed. She had changed. Everyone and everything linked to the empire Freddie had built with his own 2 hands had changed. And now, as the weather turned warm and the days grew longer, they all had to start preparing for another big change once more. Most people were excited for the infamous brothers' return. Bill and Sammy and all the other men within the firm were buzzing to see their friends out of prison. Molly had been organising a party for weeks, dreaming up and continuously changing a large menu of home-cooked food for the small army of people who would be there to celebrate Freddie and Paul's release. For Anna, it wasn't so straightforward. Her life had been thrown into complete turmoil the day the judge had sent them down, and for a while she had floundered. The situation had been dire, and her heart had been broken by the distance placed between them. But Anna was a fighter, and so she had stepped up and done what needed to be done. True to her word, she had raised Freddie's son Ethan as her own and sheltered the boy as much as she could from the finer details of his father's imprisonment. And with Freddie's men by